Welcome to episode 3 of Real Talk. We're going to talk about real estate, real conversations, real people, and real fun. So today I'm joined by Jamie Martin.
Hi, everyone.
Who is actually on my staff as training and systems manager. And then also Eric.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, Eric Charles. He's an agent for us. And Jamie, you're also an agent.
Yep.
Yes. So, and Jamie just closed on our largest deal an hour ago of how much?
Go.
1.8 million.
Woo! Yes. That needs a like noise, but we got rid of the noises this time. So today we're going to be talking about 3 different things as normal. We're going to start by talking about training. So Jamie, you're our training manager.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts?
Honestly, I think it's the best thing that you can do for yourself in your career. If you don't get enough training, you're not going to know where to start, first of all. And then, as you continue, you really need continued training to help grow and learn, make sure you're staying on current market trends and changes in real estate because it's constantly changing.
Constantly changing. I can't believe how much has changed over the last 30 years. It's really insane.
I mean, it's changed over the last 5.
Exactly.
So for me,
Well,
that's not even that long.
It changes every day based on, market conditions.
Absolutely.
So Eric, you're here.
Yes.
Because you were a realtor with another team.
Yes, I was.
Which was awesome.
Yep.
And very good to you. Like him a lot. But you just wanted a little bit more, so you joined us.
For sure.
And you were in a different, what do you want to call it? A different sector of real estate.
Yeah.
So you had to start over a little bit with training.
Definitely.
And you're kind of passionate about it, so you say.
Well, now I love it. So the last team I was with, we did like foreclosures. So it was completely different market, and especially it was before COVID. And I can tell you from the start, actually, Jamie was the one that trained me, and she was great at it. But when it comes down to it, to get like a handle of this market, it's definitely very competitive and tough. And in the beginning, I felt like I had to like know everything about the market before I jumped in, but they definitely make you feel comfortable to let you know that like you're not going to know everything, and like you first have to like just jump in there. Every single transaction is going to be completely different. You're going to learn something new every single transaction. And you really just got to like jump out there and try to like really start.
Yeah, you like learn on the go in real estate, and that's what's helpful is like being part of a team. Here you have people to help train you. You have Karen's mentorship. You can really like learn as you go, which is honestly what happens because every single transaction is different. I mean, even the one I just closed, things came up that I've never had to deal with.
My
so
100%.
Sometimes I actually, an agent texted me last night for something, and she's like, "Did you see my above text?" I'm like, "I'm thinking." Like that's why I go thinking.
That's
she's
funny.
like, "Okay, thanks," but I was like, I had to think about what to do.
Yep.
So Jamie, we have a training university.
we do,
which is awesome.
So we created a online platform that basically houses all the content that a new agent really needs to learn. So it's going to go over how to write a contract for them. It's going to go over all of our systems. So we are Zillow Flex partners. It talks about that. It goes into scripting and language to use. It goes over our CRM and how to use that. And then, the new agents get to use that program when they start. They get one-on-one training. And then at any time during their time here with KPG, they can go back and reference all that material. So that way, if they ever have a question, they have somewhere to go back and reference before they have to, come talk to one of us also.
Yeah. So it is a full website.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And everything has a link. Everything's got sections, whether it's training, you mentioned like even our CRM, how to write a contract.
Yep.
So Eric, what do you think the hardest part to learn was when you joined
Writing
our
a
team?
contract for sure.
Writing a contract?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. So like the office I came from.
Are you really good at it now?
I still definitely miss some things.
Do
but
you?
I'm
I've
very
heard
good
you
at it.
do.
No,
Most people
I only
do.
do the most important things on the contract, but I'll leave out the little addendums.
Yeah.
But I should definitely
we
do
won't
that
ask
as well.
Laura, our transaction coordinator, how
Exactly.
Eric's contracts are.
But no, it was for sure contracts because coming from like the foreclosures, you had to use the bank-owned contracts, which are completely different towards the Opinion 26 that we use now for regular residential sales. And I don't know how people honestly do it, just like jumping into the market, especially right now. Like it's so competitive, and the provisions you have to have in your contract to like win an offer is actually crazy. And I don't know how people really learn it by themselves.
I wonder, and I don't know the stat, which I'm going to find out, what percentage of homes, I mean, I know that in any sales business, especially in real estate, the majority of the sales is done by 5% of the people.
Yeah.
Definitely. But what percentage in our general area of homes that are sold, is it really 5%? I mean, obviously it is. I'm not trying to sound like an idiot here, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know how people do it without training. It is frightening.
No, seriously.
And when we interview, Jamie, what are they always like? What are the 3 things people are looking for when they interview?
Training, leads, mentorship.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That's really the words that we hear.
Actually, funny enough for me, it was my brother that recommended for me to join a team. So he was in real estate in New York City for several years, and you know, it was a really tough start. He was on his own, and you know, it's a really hard business to get started off in. And I was starting to interview places, and I interviewed at many different places, some of which were teams and some weren't. And he was like, I would definitely go with the team environment because you're going to want those leads and you're going to want the training and the support that you're going to need to really get your feet on the ground and get moving.
Yeah.
So it was great advice.
So Eric, the shadowing, why is the shadowing important?
I was actually just thinking about this the other day since you guys are now having people shadow me. Shadowing is super important, especially for when it comes down to like open houses, like what to do. Like I did open houses at my last brokerage I was at. When I think about it, like I was just literally hoping someone came in and like we just hit it off, but like really didn't know like essentially what I was doing, like how to show a home, how to really connect with them, like get them prepared, set expectations, and try to get that connection like right off the bat. It seems simpler than it is, but like it really isn't. But shadowing, especially for just showings, not just open houses, is huge. Also going to home inspections so you can see like what to expect and what to do during like the final walkthrough. Like you do want to see the whole process from the start to the beginning before you really do your own transaction.
Yeah. So today you took one of our new agents to your walkthrough for your transaction of a $1.8 million house.
Yep.
And
she actually was at the home inspection too.
Oh, that's so funny.
So she's kind of followed this transaction through with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and what did the buyer think?
I mean, she's a great buyer. She didn't care.
Yeah.
You know,
did she know that she was shadowing?
She did because she met her at the home inspection.
Yeah.
So when she walked in today, she actually gave her a hug too.
That's so funny.
It was a house full of hugs. Yeah.
So I don't know. She didn't think anything of it. You know, she just gave her a hug and she was like, "Hi, how are you?" And just, I guess, kind of felt like she was part of the team now too of
exactly.
her transaction.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Well, I always say that we want to set you up for success, and we're not going to set you free until you have that set up. Because it's not fair to the consumer, as I always say also, to practice on you.
Yeah.
Like you need to know what you're doing. It is a extremely expensive transaction. Yeah. It's probably, once again, one of the largest things people will do is buy or sell a house. And do you think people that are coming to an open house, you've heard a lot from different buyers, have they said to you, wow, I've never experienced this before? Or no one's ever told me that. Like, do you hear that stuff on the
Definitely,
field?
especially how we kind of run our open houses. So I always try to keep like one group at a time or two groups at most, lock the door.
Thank you, COVID, right?
No, 100%.
Yeah.
COVID actually helped a lot with that. So you can actually have that real connection with them and they don't feel rushed through the process of going through the home, looking at it. They can have time to actually ask questions. I can actually relate with them and actually find out what they're looking for. So it can't always just be that house, but like I can help them in the future and they always respect that, obviously.
Yeah. So we do spaghetti and meatballs, which is our training on Wednesdays at 9 a.m. for an hour. If anybody ever wants to stop in, you're more than welcome. But spaghetti and meatballs, because everybody can bring something different recipes. It's always yummy. So should we throw Eric under the bus about yesterday? A little bit? Maybe. So we did spaghetti and meatballs yesterday.
This isn't good.
And we were doing scripting
Yeah.
on like a specific consultation that you have with a client.
Yep.
How'd it go?
Awful.
Yeah.
I told her not to give me the buyer presentation today because I said that's the only thing I can't talk about.
Yes. So were you nervous?
Super nervous. That was a problem. Like I got up there thinking you wanted me to go over like the packet, not much so like what you do after showing a home.
Yeah.
So like I thought I was gonna have to go through the packet. My fault. I don't go through the packet that often. Now I will. And I just completely blanked. I was like literally shaking because I was so scared. And I was just like, please, no one look at me.
No, you were really like the notebook was like.
Which is good though. No, I was actually trembling, no joke. But which is like so good though, because like the more often you do that, like first that was more so because I was like somewhat put on the spot, which is good, especially in this business, you have to be put on the spot. But it's good because like the more I do that, like the next time I'm put into a position where like I have no idea what's going on, like I'm just gonna feel more comfortable and like no, like I'll be able to work it out and like figure it out and like.
And
just,
Eric, how many homes have you sold since January 1?
4.
Okay, so the average realtor, we all know this, sells 3.5 homes a year, and 40% of realtors didn't even sell one last year. Mm-hmm. So you've sold 4 since January 1.
Yes.
And you're still not, I don't want to say nervous doing things, sorry.
Yeah.
But also you realize like you need to work on that skill.
Of course.
And you kind of stunk at it. So
no, I was bad. I was definitely the worst one.
I don't know if you were the worst. You were in the top 2. But imagine people don't even practice that. So how are they servicing people? I just don't get it.
Yeah,
sorry.
awfully. No, I do understand that 100%.
Honestly, I feel like for me, I've noticed, I've always hated public speaking and like large groups and stuff like that, even though I know it sounds crazy, people that know me personally, I feel like would never think that, but like I really hate that type of environment. It's always made me super nervous. And I think like since I've started in real estate, being put on the spot so much and doing like group things like that where you're kind of forced to do public speaking and stuff, I really think I've grown a lot in that aspect. So it is good because at the end of the day, if you can do something that's like, let's say one of the worst things for you, you're going to be really freaking good at it when you have to just do it one-on-one with someone.
Well, you don't like public speaking. I really don't like to walk into a big room with a lot of people, which I know that sounds crazy too. Mm-hmm. I was doing a Tom Ferry presentation, 600-700 people there, and I asked Jamie to come along to support me because she helped me prepare the presentation, and she said no because she would be too nervous. And I was like, well, I'm the one on stage in front of 700 people. You'll be in the audience, so I don't know what the hell your problem is.
Very nervous watching it.
She was very nervous sitting back at the office and not coming with me. So, but I do thank you, Eric. One of the questions we always ask on an interview is how coachable are you?
Yes.
On a scale from 1 to 10. Because if you're not coachable, I mean, we all have a business coach. I have a business coach. You have to be coachable, and you don't have to do everything. You can't be a robot. You have to be your own person, but then you do have to take it seriously too.
No, for sure.
So talking about being around people, there's an expression that you are average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. What do you think?
100% believe that.
Yeah?
100%.
Is that a new belief or you've always believed that?
I've always believed that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And why?
Because like it rubs off on you. Like their habits become your habits, and like whatever you do becomes like their habits as well, and you just go back and forth with it. And like when I first started here, like I was huge with like my friends from my hometown, and like I truly believed, like at the time made no sense, but like hang out with them. My worry was always like what to do on the weekend with them, like not really business wise, but like I had to get like people that I knew in like the office to like really like, become friends with them, really to like figure out like to have them be like business friends as well. So like I'm not just thinking about what I'm gonna do on the weekend for as fun wise, but like also like I want people in my life that like want you to do better and motivate you and like care about not just like what are we like drinking this Saturday, like what about like what are you gonna do for a paycheck next month?
Too.
Yeah. But I do like that too.
How do you combine the social life?
You do need a good
the
balance
work life?
for sure. No, you do need a good balance because then you'll just drive yourself crazy. But how do you balance that? I don't know if I really figured that out. I don't think you really ever do. I think you kind of teeter back and forth with it. But I don't know. Right now I have a good balance right now, I would say. It's a very good balance. But
well, not to bring him up again, but Tom Ferry always says, don't surround your life with blood-sucking vampires. Yep. And there have been a few people in my life that I knew just weren't good for me. They didn't bring me what I needed for personal growth, not even in work. And I was just like, this isn't working. So Jamie, what are your thoughts about being surrounded by the right people?
I mean, I completely agree with it too. I think, you end up in a room with someone that's like a negative energy and always has like a negative comment to say or something. It kind of like brings down your energy. You need someone, not that everything's sunshine and rainbows all the time, but you need people that are positive and kind of, boost you in that direction. And I agree with Eric on the motivation, both business and personal wise, honestly, like who you're hanging out with, depending on what they're into and how they are in their lives, it can really help motivate you. I've been surrounding myself a little bit more. I think like I have a couple friends now and my boyfriend like very into fitness. So I'm like trying to like get better on the track,
Your arms are sore today.
My arms are sore. Trying to get better on the track of like, just having a healthier lifestyle in general. And I think like having those people around you when you see them being super into it and their results and, how it helps you, not just, the physical aspect of it, but like also mentally and stuff. It really helps you feel motivated seeing them. And then once you start it, honestly, you feel motivated too.
Well, and if they can do it, you can do it.
Exactly.
And I think that's very key in sales, to surround yourself with people that are doing well.
Yeah.
You don't want to be.
I would say that's why my business completely changed, to be quite honest. Like, right here, Taylor and Richie
we
are on
have
the
an
last
audience
pod.
today,
Yeah, we
which
do.
is amusing.
They're on the last podcast, but
Yes.
definitely my business completely changed just hanging out with these two as well, because
It had nothing to do with me.
no, you as well.
Oh, okay.
Of
I'm
course.
just asking.
Of course, that's where it starts.
I'm only testing you. No,
I'm
I
just
do
joking.
think so. You have been. So you went from
100%.
not being in the office much.
Of course.
Now you're always in the office.
Yes, and that's-
Sometimes like you guys all have your little chairs you sit at.
Yeah.
What you're gonna do, but you learn so much by being.
You
around
learn
everybody.
their habits, what they're good at, and like how they approach stuff, how they balance stuff, and like you can add it to your own lifestyle. And going back to like going into the office, like that was a huge thing too. Which I actually have arguments with my friends all the time about how like they like now working from home, and I always say like I think that's going to change in like 5 to 10 years, because I think
it
the
depends
work
on what you do though.
true, but I think the office life, like work, no matter what business it is, will always be better
Okay.
when you have a group that can talk to each other like face to face.
Yeah, I have a home office. It's 2.7 miles from here.
Yeah.
Do I ever work from home? Unless
Never.
No.
something major is going on. Never.
No.
I'm not good at it. Even if it's Saturday, Sunday, and I have things to do, I'll come in.
Yep.
Aaron's like, there's a blizzard outside. Let me just drive down to the office to go work.
One time I was here and it was snowing and I wasn't paying attention. And I walked out and I was like, oh my God, there's so much snow. And I was like, I don't know. I have a truck and I'm a little nervous about getting home.
It's a good thing you can basically walk
I
home.
can. I have. During
Honestly.
COVID, we used to walk back and forth all the time to drop off things, pick up things. So one time we were talking the other day, actually, completely off topic, that we had a little bit too much fun here. I think it was, what was it, Cinco de
Done that
Mayo?
a handful of
many times.
times.
Cinco de Mayo or St. Patrick's Day. And I had to leave my car here because I was not going to drive it, obviously. And the next day I decided I would walk back here to get it because I was the loser that had too much
Walk of
wine.
shame.
I was going to say, it's the walk of shame for your car.
It was the walk of shame. So to pick up my car, which was great. One more thing. And once again, Eric, we all know a lot about each other.
Yeah.
And you're younger,
Yep.
respectfully, and you just moved to Morristown.
Yes, I did.
Which is awesome. And you mentioned to me, because you started coming in earlier. I mean, this is a hard job because you don't have to report. Like
Exactly.
we have a meeting on
Every Friday.
Wednesdays. We have a
whatever,
meeting
yeah.
every other week on Thursdays.
Yep.
So those you have to be here. But like Monday mornings, you could come in 11 o'clock and
Exactly.
someone may be like, what the heck? But you don't have to be here.
Exactly.
So tell me about the people you're living with and how that made you feel. Because I love that.
Right now, I'm living with two friends. One's an electrician, and the other one runs a battery company. And it's funny enough, the one kid, he wakes up every single day at 6:30 to go to work, sees me sleeping, and the other kid wakes up at like 7:30.
Gentlemen, they're
Gentlemen.
not kids.
I
They
call
own
everyone
companies.
kids, by the way. So doesn't matter who you are, you're a kid to me. And he wakes up at like 7:30 to go to work. And they kept like coming home saying like, sometimes I would come home earlier too. I would get home at like 4, so they didn't want to get home until like 5 or 6. And they're like, are you ever leaving? And like I started feeling real bad because I was like, these people are leaving at 6:30 in the morning. Like I
They give you
gotta start
shame.
getting out of the house early. Like I started waking up at like 8 o'clock to get out. But no, yeah, it definitely helped with the people. the people that work here too, they come in early, so it makes me feel bad that if I come in and they already beat me here, and then my friends at home are also leaving early, so it's like
So you're the loser.
I have to,
Don't be a loser.
I got to start moving.
Yeah, that's really, I think that's what it comes down to. So the training gives you the skill,
Yep.
and then you also have the mentorship. We have a saying that you come to me for any, what is the saying, Jamie? You come to me for any wording or negotiating, and then you go to Jamie and Laura, who's our transaction coordinator, for any like contracts, systems, that type of problem. So the mentorship is great. And then it's also who you hang out with.
100%.
So right before we wrap up, Eric and Jamie, give me your best tip for first-time buyers.
Nice. I get to go first. What I would say is honestly setting a monthly budget of what you want to spend on your mortgage.
Yeah. And making sure you review that with your lender.
Yes, obviously,
And
yes. It starts with the lender.
It starts with the lender. Use a lender that is recommended and
Local.
also respected in the area. So we use NJ Lenders at Mark Messina. Jamie.
So mine would be that you're never going to get every single thing you want in a home. So make sure you really understand what your wants versus your needs. And don't be afraid to put a little work into a house because you can build equity. So
Yeah, we're going
Especially
to talk
now.
about that in episode 4, actually.
Yep.
On putting some sweat equity in a house. Mine would be really to work with a full-time realtor. I'm not saying I don't care who it is because we'd love it to be KPG, but having a full-time realtor who understands the market, understands the strategy, and is going to do everything possible for you, and you can always get them because they don't have another job. So that would be my tip. We look forward to sharing more information with you on Real Talk. So join us again for episode 4. Talk soon. Take care.